So in this video, I'm gonna share with you what I bring every day to a competition. So I bring the same thing every day, whether it's a 1-day competition, 2, 3, 4-day competition. My cooler is full of these things every day. First, let's start with hydration. Not all competitions have all the water that you want, and they don't always have water that you want to drink. Like, I don't know. So I always bring my own water. This is my wife, Gina. She makes sure during competitions we have all of this stuff packed every day. It's kind of a tag team partner situation here. And like, no one is doing this all by themselves. So we have a gallon or two of spring water with us always at a competition. Next, you guys know this, I'm gonna pre-hydrate with LMNT. So I'm gonna have a shaker bottle ready for LMNT. I actually have 2 shaker bottles. I'll tell you about the second shaker bottle in a second. First shaker bottle with LMNT, and I'm gonna make sure that I have more elements than I'm planning for that day. So before every single event, I am going to have a full LMNT packet. So if I have 3 events, I'm probably gonna have 3 LMNT packets. I'm just gonna make sure I always have way more than I need. And in the same shaker bottle as my LMNT, I drink that during my pre-workout. Right after my event, I'll actually have this made. I'll have a full scoop of just standard Gatorade. Yes, I want all that sugar from the Gatorade, and I'll have that in probably a full shaker. So after every event, full dosage of Gatorade. It's just post-workout carbohydrates straight into the system for me. And if I have enough time between events, let's say I have 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours at least between events, I'm gonna add some protein to my life between events as well. I'm not gonna eat a lot of protein throughout the day, but I will drink a little bit to keep protein in my system. So I've got a different shaker bottle for protein. I'm not putting the same protein in my Gatorade LMNT shaker. And I'm gonna use Heart and Soil. This is my favorite animal-based protein. It's delicious, and it's actually even better if you add just a little bit of Hershey's chocolate sauce. So we're gonna bring those 5 ingredients, keeping it super clean. Gonna have that in there as well. If I have sparkling elements available in my fridge, I will bring one of these as kind of like an end of the night treat. I'm not drinking these prior to an event. Sparkling doesn't make sense for me prior to an event, but afterwards, after everything's done, this is just delicious. So I'll have this with me as well. All right, I will get hungry as I'm doing this competition. So I like something as simple as a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's really great. So your standard jelly, peanut butter, we actually make this at home. How do we make peanut butter?
Dried peanuts, lightly salted, not salted, but lightly salted peanuts in the blender, and
nothing added?
Nothing added.
That's
it. Just makes wonderfully creamy peanut butter.
It's great peanut butter. So little PB&J is just something, I don't eat these often. This is actually homemade bread as well, but PB&Js are delicious during competition for some reason. That's something that I really like. I also like an apple. It's kind of a treat, an apple with almond butter, and not just almond butter. I'm gonna add some syrup to that almond butter. So yeah, this combination, if you've ever had Justin's maple almond butter, you just get regular almond butter and add a little bit of maple syrup to it, and there's no other garbage ingredients. So I'll mix those together, eat those with an apple. That's also something that's just kind of hearty, makes me feel like I'm eating a meal, even though it is predominantly carbs. I'm gonna keep that almond butter super light. Mostly I've got maple syrup, mostly I've got apple. I'm being liberal with my jelly on the sandwich as well, and the bread is carbohydrates. I'm really trying to think about having lots of carbohydrates throughout the competition. Also, really quick, easy carbs are great. Applesauce, unsweetened applesauce. Heck, sweetened applesauce would be fine as well. But applesauce is a really great way to get carbs in fast. So is just straight up honey. I've been known to just squirt honey 15 minutes before an event. I'm looking for really quick carbohydrates, sugar in my system. So I might do honey, might do gummies, some sort of gummy bears, gummy worms, sour gummies, Sour Patch Kids, some people like, just something really sour. I'm not a big candy guy, but I will look for just a little bit of extra sugar just before an event. Also on the protein front, we do have a protein shake, so that's gonna be kind of some quick protein. If I have a little bit longer time between events, maybe 3 hours, along with my sandwich or my apple or something, I will add some yogurt, 0% fat, Fage. If you know me, this is the yogurt that I love. I actually love to add a little bit of water to this to make it more runny, not so thick. And I like to add some flavor. And so my favorite flavor are these Crush water flavor packs. So I guess you add these to water. I've actually never added them to water, but there's orange grape or strawberry in here. Strawberry is my favorite, and I wish they just made an entire box of strawberry. But that makes this yogurt taste amazing. Again, getting a little bit of protein like that during a competition makes a lot of sense. 2 more things that I bring. First, I bring ice packs. So I don't love to put lots of ice in the cooler, it makes everything all soggy. These little ice packs were like $1 or $2 at Walmart, something really simple. I have a bunch of these. They go in there. Because they're small, they just slip in between everything. The other thing that I bring with me, this isn't necessarily in the cooler, are grinds. So I used to chew tobacco. There is a video for those of you that chew tobacco, like how I quit chewing tobacco. Check my YouTube channel, I've got a video on that. But this is a very helpful tobacco replacement. It's just coffee. Coffee grinds. Get it, that's in the name. But this is a little bit of caffeine. So I don't necessarily want 200 milligrams of caffeine like from some sort of drink jamming through my system. That's just not me. But I might have 1 or 2 of these prior to an event for a little bit of caffeine. Caffeine is known to boost performance. So, I mean, I love caffeine. I love these. It's just, I guess, part of my habit. And that's what I do before an event. There's a couple things I used to bring to competition that I just don't bring anymore. I used to bring a lot of rice because rice is one of my primary carb sources, just cooked white rice, but it was cold. I used to bring shredded chicken, something like that. I've even brought cold cuts before, like, sliced turkey, sliced ham, sliced chicken. And I don't bring those anymore. I just find that those types of meals kind of sit a little bit heavier in my stomach throughout the day. During competition, like, my stress level is higher, cortisol is higher. I'm not digesting as efficiently as I would on just a regular non-stressful day. So when I have ingredients like this that are just super simple, super light, easy to absorb, I find those are getting into my system, and anything more complex like actual chicken or even rice, it just wasn't sitting well. And it's not something I want to eat cold anyway. There's not always a place to warm that stuff up, but just generally I don't do that. So the way I prepare for my entire day, all right, let's say that I'm competing at 9 a.m. I'm gonna get up early enough to eat a normal breakfast for me that I would have before a training day. And breakfast for me before a training day is rice, maybe a little bit of cheese, and yogurt or eggs. That's a standard breakfast for me. So I'm gonna do that on a competition day, standard. And then throughout the day, I'm gonna eat all the stuff I just shared with you, mostly carbohydrates, getting some really simple proteins. These are highly refined proteins, whether it's Faye or whether it's protein powder. At the end of the day, after the entire event, I'm gonna have a normal dinner. I might even actually have a little bit more protein in my dinner. I'm catching up on fats, protein, and carbs. And you know what I love for dinner. Probably gonna have a pound of ground beef, 4 burgers, something like that, plenty of rice, maybe a little extra cheese to get those fat macros up to where I need them to be. And I'm gonna do all of that as soon as I can, so I've got a gap between when I eat that solid meal and bed. And I'm gonna do that on day 1 and day 2 and day 3 and day 4. Honestly, when the whole competition is done, like, all I want is just a regular meal when it's all done. Like, I don't mind going out and having pizza or something, that's kind of fun, but I just like normalcy. And so I can't wait for the day after competition where I can eat breakfast, what I always have, same thing that I always have for lunch, same thing for dinner. And that, my friends, you might be wondering if you're bringing enough food for competition. Well, just make sure you're covering all of your basics. For me, I don't feel like eating throughout the entire day during competition. Again, that's why we go with the simple stuff that I can just, like, of course I can eat applesauce. This is not a challenge. Of course I can eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Super simple, but I'm not hungry throughout the day, and I would be just as happy to not eat. I'm almost making myself eat to make sure that I have the fuel I need for each event. And then when the stress is off on the day after the competition or the night after competition, my appetite is back with ferocity. All right, if you've made it this far in the video, 2 bonus tips. 1, if you're going to this event with a family, maybe with your kids or spouse or whatever, pack enough food so that they can eat too. Don't forget, they're gonna wanna eat. And there are vendors and stuff like that they can at a competition, but it's normally not food that you want them to have. So pack for everyone. They can eat a lot more than you can, so make sure you're covered, make sure they've got some food too. They can even use your cooler, it's okay. And 2, bonus tip, not food related. It's normally cold inside of the competition center. Where it's a convention center or wherever it's at, it's cold. Bring a sweatshirt for you, bring a sweatshirt for everyone coming, because I don't know why, it's always freezing. Those are my tips. Good luck at your competition. Enjoy all of the food, enjoy competing. It's a privilege to be able to do it. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment below. I'd love to answer your comments. As always, your best days are ahead of you. Fortune favors the bold. See ya.